Hey, I'm Anthony.
And I'm Zenobia.
And you are 101 with the Jacksons. So I was actually doing the Valentine's Day season when everybody was doing their Valentine's stuff. And one of the things I was asked, like, hey, what you doing for your wife for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
And I remember telling this particular person, well, I don't have to do anything for Valentine's Day simply because every day is Valentine's Day for us.
Yeah.
Like, my wife is always my Valentine. I'm always treating her as my queen. And so there's not this expectation that this one day I need to go out and do something special because I'm doing something special for her every day. Mm-hmm. It's a lifestyle. Like, her being my Valentine is a lifestyle. It's not something that I do this one day out of the year. And so I called my wife that day, and for us, it's a regular day.
Yeah.
And so I called my wife and she said, I want some Chinese rice. So Hong Kong it was. And then we got back that evening, we ate some Chinese rice and we had because we had the couples kit.
Oh.
And we did the weekend in bed.
Yeah,
we'll drop a link in the description for that.
Put your own couples kit.
Yes. And we did the weekend in bed, and then then we got in the bed and just kind of chilled out the rest of the evening.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, okay, if for other couples, for other men, like, is Valentine's Day over?
Yeah.
Like, is that it? Is that okay? My wife gets this one day.
Yeah.
And then it'll be a whole nother year before I do something special for her again.
It ain't so.
And it's one of the things that's killing a lot of marriages.
But you know what? When they ask you that question, I just feel like some brothers probably don't like the response you give them every day. I got some brothers like, for real, come on, give me a real answer.
But so what that for me, I tell you what that means is that literally every day I'm treating my wife as this special person.
Yes.
Special in my life.
Yes. So
it doesn't have to be a particular day. If you old school and you still want to do like roses and that sort of thing, you can. But not because, okay, this is the day everybody else is doing it. Yeah. This is the day I'm supposed to do it. What I'm saying is not that. No. That every day I want to make you feel special. Mm-hmm. Every day I want to treat you like the queen that you are. And so I'm not prompted by any one particular day, but I'm prompted by the fact that I love you every day. Yeah. So every day I get up, I'm thinking about how can I make this day special for you.
And I know that looks different for all different couples because we're all different, but what that looks like for us is like texting and calling throughout the day. Me sending him special pictures throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Or video. Throughout the day. Him kissing me before he leaves to go to work. Just throughout the day, just keep it in contact with one another. And, Valentine's Day isn't just for women. It's for men too. You know what I'm saying? And so, again, it should not be, wives, just a day out of the year that you show your husband love, that you labor in love for him and with him. It should be all throughout the year. And I know some of y'all may be saying, well, Queen, you don't know my husband, girl. Like, he this and he that. But I remember this scripture brings to mind. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9. It says, 2 are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. And I get this image in my mind of like, pouring into each other's love cup, right? Mm-hmm. It's like throughout the year, not just a day, but throughout the year, we're pouring into each other's love cup. And that takes sacrifice. That takes you desiring to serve your husband or to serve your wife in the ways in which they desire, not what you think they want, but what they
give them what they want, not what you think they want.
Come on. And I know some of y'all be like, well, that's easy. No, y'all, some of us are missing it. Some of us feel like since I can't give my wife a Rolls Royce, then I'm not gonna fix her Toyota Camry. Like, it's just, whatever your wife is telling you that she needs, listen and just follow suit. Whatever your husband is telling you that he needs, just listen.
Or desires.
Yes.
Like I know like you like massages, but I'm not a massage guy.
No, he's not.
Will I go and get a massage with my wife if she wants to? Yes, I'll get in her space because I love her, even though I don't particularly care for massages.
Yeah.
So this is one of the things about the unselfishness aspect, because a lot of guys will sit there and talk about all the things they don't do. Well, that ain't for me. Well, I don't like this. Well, that's her thing. Well, when are you gonna get into her space? When are you gonna do it because it's her?
Yeah.
Because she so desires to do it. And when you constantly talking about that is saying that's you being selfish because, and that's not to say like, oh, I'm gonna watch romance movies every night instead of watching the game. No, but there is times where you should be watching a romance movie simply because my wife wanted to watch a romance movie. and then there are times where my wife may be sitting with me watching the game because, again, my wife wants to be with me, come into my space and in my zone, and so she does that. And I think when we have that give and take, and that's what it has to be. You talked about filling that love cup, and the reason that if you're filling that love cup throughout the year, that means this love cup is staying topped off. So you don't have to try to fill the love cup in one day on Valentine's Day. You ain't got to run out and try to fill it up because it's been empty all year. See, that's the thing. You got to it has to be consistent and constant in filling the love cup. And then that aspect of intimacy. You talked about the kisses in the morning, the things of that nature. I think a lot of us as men don't understand like intimacy. Intimacy does not mean sex. It can include sex, but there are so many forms of intimacy, and I believe that quality time is one of the greatest aspects of intimacy that men are missing. We're spending so much time focusing on the wrong things when it's oftentimes the little things, when oftentimes it's more of our presence than it is anything else. In other words, me showing up and giving her quality time where it's undistracted. I'm not on my phone. I'm not concerned about work. I'm not doing work stuff when we're supposed to be together. And I'm giving her the time that she so desires of me. Listen, I'm telling you, many of us are great providers. We put food on the table. We bring it home to bacon. We make sure all the bills get paid. I get all that. But there is more to being married than just going out and earning. You're more than a W-2. We have to be able to give of ourselves to our wives in the form of quality time that they get to just have us.
That's all we want. That's all we want.
Does that make sense?
That's all we want, baby. That was good. you was in there. That was good. Y'all, let me tell you something. This was not, what you're hearing from us is not anything that happened overnight. We'll be married 23 years this June 2024. And I remember when we first got married, living on the campus of Mississippi Valley State University. I think I was maybe 19 years old, had just had our eldest son, AJ. And, I was still caught up in the world way of love, right? The balloons and the candy and things of that nature. And I remember in the apartment we were living in, I was waiting all day for him to bring me something on Valentine's Day, y'all. And he was a student, and he was working, and he had a business on the side, cleaning out cars, things of that nature. And I'm like, well, I know he out there making that money, so I know he's going to give me something. And the time was ticking. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and go to bed early. I'm going to wake up to a surprise. I woke up to a surprise, right? I didn't have anything in the house. He didn't give me anything. And the thing was, of course, I'm not the same woman I was then that I am now. But there was a lot of things happening in our lives that I wasn't fully aware of, and he wasn't fully aware of the fact that I just got married. We just got married, newlyweds, had a little baby, and I had felt like I'm just giving, still in school, trying to get my degree, and I just needed some attention, right? I didn't know how to articulate myself to him at that time and just have a conversation like we do now. But you know what he did? He drove, y'all. He got all the way up from Inabena, went to Green, Mississippi, Walmart, baby, and got me my balloons, got me what he felt like I needed, and even what I felt like I needed, just a little appreciation. And I woke up that morning, y'all, you would have thought he brought Walmart to that apartment. It was balloons everywhere, bears everywhere, flowers everywhere. I don't even like flowers, but it brought tears to my eyes because he saw that I was not happy. He saw that I was displeased, and he acted. So I said all that to say, when your spouse, whether it's your husband or wife, show you in various ways they're displeased, please act.
Like, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do, baby?
In response to that.
That's right.
And because many times what's happening today is lingering. And the sad part is lingering for years. Your spouse telling you they're not happy.
Yeah.
And we just let it linger. Like, we don't even respond to it. Like, we don't do the things that we need to do, even though they told us that they're unhappy.
Yeah.
Like, just something should click inside of you if your spouse said that they're not happy, to let you know that something has to change.
Yeah.
Or next thing you know, this is how we see couples who, you know, where they get to this breaking point, or you know, all of a sudden it's kind of like people just get tired.
Yeah.
People just get tired. And that's the essence of even what we're doing. We're talking about this to try to help couples and to try to prevent that.
Yeah.
So I have a challenge
You got a challenge
for the couples. Yeah, I got a challenge for the couples. All right, so listen, you and your spouse, that each of you pick one thing that you want your spouse to do with you. Pick one thing that you want your spouse to do with you, and both spouses have to agree that whatever that spouse wants to do, that's what you be willing to do. Now listen, don't do this grudgingly. Don't do this like, okay, come on here, Bridget, come on, don't do that, don't do that, because that's when it's kind of like, you know what, if you're gonna do it with an attitude, then don't even worry about it. But do it because you love them, because you're willing to be unselfish, and do it because this will make them happy. Yeah. See, when we're unselfish, we're not concerned about only the things that make us happy. We're also concerned about the things that make them happy. And we were commanded to love them.
Yes, you were.
We were commanded, Ephesians 5, we were commanded to love them. They were told to respect us. Yeah. We were commanded to love them. And if I'm going to put her above myself, if I'm going to love her more than I love myself, then that means that, again, I should be willing to watch the movie or go to the park or hold hands or whatever that is. I think when we do that, it's going to go a long way in constantly filling her love cup throughout the year, to where, again, you don't have to hustle and bustle one day out the year to try to make all these things happen if I'm doing that consistently throughout the year.
That's good, baby.
Yeah.
My love cup is overflowing.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep that thing overflowing.
How about your cup?
I'm good.
Your cup?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
Awesome.
All right, so I hope that helps y'all. Listen, take the time to do the challenge and invest in your own relationship. Remember, your marriage is only gonna be what you make it. And so, if you want it to be better, then you be better.
We love y'all.
All right, till next time.
God bless. Mwah.